A very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha Television. I'm Ashwarya and here are the headlines. Rajya Sabha adjourned sine die after passing bill to give 10% reservation to economically weaker sections in general category. Vice President compliments both houses, calls it a step towards social cohesion. Prime Minister terms it a victory of social justice. Left trade unions manufacturing protests on non-existent issues, says Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. Cites several measures taken by centre to help workers. Says no past government has taken so many pro-worker decisions within a short period. Relief expected for MSMEs and small businesses as GST Council holds its 32nd meeting today. Favourable announcement for service sector also likely. Five-judge Constitution Bench of Supreme Court to hear Ayodhya title dispute. As many as 14 appeals filed in the apex court against 2010 Allahabad High Court judgment. And on the second day, Delhi leads medals tally with 5 golds at the Khelo India Youth Games in Pune. 10,000 participants in action across 18 disciplines. The top story this morning, the Constitution 124th Amendment Bill 2019 to provide 10% reservation for the economically weaker sections among the general category was passed in the Rajya Sabha on Wednesday. The House was adjourned sine die after the passage of the bill. The bill was passed with 165 votes in favour and 7 votes against it.
Subject to correction, ayes 165, noes 7. The motion is adopted by a majority of the total membership of the House and by a majority of not less than 2/3 of the members of the House present and voting. The bill is passed by the required majority.
Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment Thawar Chand Gehlot said that it is a historic moment and it has been brought in with good intention.
जातिगत छुआछूत के कारण अनुसूचित जाति का आरक्षण है, उसमें कोई इनकम लिमिट वगैरह या किसी प्रकार की कोई सीलिंग नहीं है। वनांचल में रहने वाले आदिवासियों को भी इसी आधार पर आरक्षण दिया गया है। ओबीसी को सामाजिक और शैक्षणिक दृष्टि से पिछड़ापन होने के कारण दिया है और महिलाओं को जो आरक्षण दिया है उसमें केवल महिला होने के कारण आरक्षण दिया है। जब महिला होने के कारण आरक्षण दिया जा सकता है तो सामान्य वर्ग के गरीब तबके के लोगों को भी आरक्षण देना चाहिए। बहुत सारी बातों का उल्लेख किया आया और ये कहा कि आरक्षण का पर्याप्त लाभ नहीं मिल पा रहा है, रिक्त स्थानों की पूर्ति नहीं हो पा रही है। वैसे ये निरंतर प्रक्रिया है, कोई सी भी सरकार रही हो, बैकलॉग कम ज्यादा जरूर रहा है, वर्तमान में भी है, परंतु वर्तमान की सरकार ने पहले की तुलना में बैकलॉग को पूर्ति करने के लिए विशेष भर्ती अभियान चला करके भी करने का प्रयास किया है। अनुसूचित जाति कल्याण एससी सब प्लान के बारे में बात आई। एससी सब प्लान का नाम बदला है, योजना समाप्त नहीं की है और पहले वाली सरकारों ने कभी भी 11-12% से ज्यादा का आवंटन नहीं किया था।
The bill had been passed by the Lok Sabha on Tuesday. A motion to refer the bill to the select committee moved by MPs Kanimori D. Raja and others was voted out by a majority of 155 noes as against 18 yes in favour of the motion.
Result of the division on disposal of amendment for reference of the bill to select committee. Subject to correction, ayes 18, noes 155. The amendment for reference of the bill to select committees negated.
And earlier, moving the bill in the upper house, Union Minister Thawar Chand Gehlot said it was a historic moment and that the bill had been moved with good intention. The Congress, however, questioned the need to introduce debate and vote the bill within one day itself. The government said that the Congress was raising technical issues to stop the passage of the bill.
ये बिल आर्थिक आधार पर आरक्षण देने के लिए प्रावधान करने के लिए है। यह विधेयक सामान्य वर्ग के गरीब लोगों को शैक्षणिक और आर्थिक सशक्तिकरण के लिए लाया गया है। इससे शैक्षणिक संस्थाओं और सरकारी सेवाओं में 10% आरक्षण देने का प्रावधान हो जाएगा। यह विधेयक अच्छे इरादे से और अच्छी नीति से लाया गया है।
And initiating the debate, Prabhat Jha of the BJP claimed that PM Modi was the only Prime Minister to have taken into account the opposition's manifesto as well. Several leaders cutting across party lines took part in the debate. Congress leader Anand Sharma accused the government of not taking the opposition into confidence.
जब हम कॉलेज में पढ़ते थे और उस समय एक सवाल हुआ करता था कि भाई कब आएगा आरक्षण, हम लोगों का क्या होगा, सामान्य वर्ग के गरीब लोग अक्सर ये चर्चा करते थे, लेकिन वो सपना उस किसी सरकार ने पूरा नहीं किया। मैं बधाई देना चाहता हूं उस गरीब चाय बेचने वाले परिवार से आने वाले नरेंद्र मोदी को,
जो विकास की परिधि से बाहर रह गए उनको उसमें जोड़ना, उस प्रक्रिया में जोड़ना, उसका लाभ देना ये देश का धर्म है, कर्तव्य है, हर सरकार का, हर भारतीय का। तो अगर हम उस दृष्टिकोण से भी इसको देखते हैं तो यह जरूरी हो जाता है कि हम इस विषय पे विस्तार से देश में चर्चा करें, सदन को भी मौका देते, हर सदस्य को यह अवसर देते कि वो लोगों से बातचीत करे, समाज के उन वर्गों से बातचीत करे जिनको ये एक नया सपना मिलेगा कि क्या चाहते हैं, क्या शर्तें होनी चाहिए, क्या ये सही है या नहीं है, या इसमें कोई और भी सुधार लाया जा सकता है।
इससे वो लाभ नहीं होगा जो लोगों को आप बता रहे हैं कि लाभ पहुंचाने के लिए और गरीबों के लिए ये सब कर रहे हैं। उन गरीबों की दिक्कत ये आएगी कि उनके लड़के जब बहुत मेरिट हाई होगी, उनका कट ऑफ इतना ऊंचा होगा जो जनरल कैटेगरी के लोगों से ऊपर होगा। आज मैं आपके माध्यम से सरकार से मांग करता हूं कि इस देश के ओबीसीज को 54% आरक्षण दिया जाए उनकी आबादी के हिसाब से।
This 10% is without data, without quantifiable data. It is in violation of basic structure of the Constitution. Our Parliament lacks legislative competency because it never gives the power to the Parliament to enact law.
The Supreme Court will ask them, give us some evidence to survey how much survey you did. Tell us about the distribution of jobs in the last 10 years in the general category. Do you have any numbers to prove this? Because if you start looking at those numbers, it may prove that this number is already 25%.
सारे लोग बता रहे थे, what is the job opportunities? You have promised 2 crore job per annum. Not even 2 lakh job you have been able to provide to this country, the unemployed young people of this country. तो आप 10% रिजर्व करोगे for the 98% of the people who are outside the purview of the present reservation system. How you are going to provide them job?
अभी जो संविधान में जो संशोधन आया उसने आपने ठीक किया है कि एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस में आपने प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन को भी रखा है। तो मैं चाहूंगा कि जो सरकारी नौकरियों में है उसमें भी आप प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशंस को लाएं, जो निजी क्षेत्र है उसमें भी आरक्षण का लाभ ये हमारे जो 59.5 अब रिजर्वेशन होगा उन सब लोगों को मिले।
90.65% of the population of Telangana belongs to BC, SC, ST minorities. Only 9.5% belongs to the upper caste. Now we are going to give 10% reservations for the upper caste. We request we should have a liberty to even give the reservations for the other communities as per their population, sir.
We are supporting the principle of this bill, but this will not serve the purpose. And the government may know, government will surely know, this will not survive in a judicial scrutiny. They are not concerned of that.
ऐसी व्यवस्थाएं, ऐसी बातें वही लोग करते हैं जिनको समझ नहीं है। सर, ये इनकम जनरेशन प्रोग्राम नहीं है, ये मनरेगा की तरह पॉवर्टी एलिवेशन प्रोग्राम नहीं है। हमने आरक्षण को मनरेगा की श्रेणी में ला दिया, ऐसा नहीं होता। आरक्षण प्रतिनिधित्व का मामला है सर। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अनटेनेबिलिटी एंड लीगल इंटेनेबिलिटी दोनों के आधार पर इसको खारिज किया जाए।
Be it a public sector, be it a government sector, everywhere. So what kind of, after the this piece of legislation is enacted, what will be the real opportunity that would come to the youth of India? Because unless that unemployment is addressed, it should not be so that this legislation remains only on the paper.
You want to help economically depressed classes. What is happening to the education loans which the UPA government bought? It's nearly been stopped. And the youngsters who borrowed money for their education, today they are treated and they are not able to repay the loans because there's no employment opportunities. And that being the case, today they are harassed and insulted by the banks like thieves.
जब आप एजुकेशनल एंड सोशल बैकवर्ड, जिसमें एसटी हैं, एससी हैं, ओबीसी हैं, उसके लिए रिजर्वेशन करेंगे तो आप 50% से आगे नहीं जा सकते। ये है सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला। इस बिल में हम क्या कर रहे हैं? मौलिक अधिकार की 2 धाराओं में बदलाव कर रहे हैं, जो हमारे माननीय थावर चंद ने कहा। संविधान की धारा 15 में एक क्लॉज जोड़ रहे हैं जिसमें हम इकोनॉमिक वीकर सेक्शन की बात कर रहे हैं। एजुकेशनल अपॉर्चुनिटी को देंगे पब्लिक प्राइवेट स्कूल्स में, कॉलेजेस में, जो बाकी स्थिति है। और 16 में एक क्लॉज 6 ऐड कर रहे हैं जिसमें पब्लिक एम्प्लॉयमेंट में हम उनके लिए इकोनॉमिक वीकर सेक्शन को जगह दे रहे हैं, इन एडिशन टू जो एससी एसटी है। और सबसे बड़ी बात क्या है इस बिल में कि अभी जो एग्जिस्टिंग रिजर्वेशन है एससी एसटी और ओबीसी के लिए वो बरकरार रहेगा, उसको जहां भी नहीं छू रहे हैं। कोई
आपने संशोधन तो कर दिया और ये भी कह दिया कि इकोनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शंस को आरक्षण मिलेगा और 10% मिलेगा, लेकिन इसके पीछे कोई डेटा आपने तय किया, कलेक्ट किया? कोई डेटा प्रदेशों में क्या क्या हो रहा है, कहां ओबीसी ज्यादा हैं, कहां दलित ज्यादा हैं, उसकी परसेंटेज हर प्रदेश में क्या है, क्या करना चाहिए, वो डेटा आपने कलेक्ट किया?
Bill should be referred to a select committee. Bill should go to a select committee. And this is my strong appeal to the entire House, starting from government to everybody. How can we pass such a bill in haste?
5% जो सवर्ण है मानवर, वो 8 लाख से ऊपर की आमदनी के हैं, तो 95% सवर्णों को आपने दे दिया 10% आरक्षण, और 5% यानी अमीर जो सवर्ण है, जो आपके मित्रों की सूची में आते हैं, उनको आपने दे दिया 40% जनरल कैटेगरी का कोटा कि आप उसमें आरक्षण लीजिए। ये कैसी विसंगति है मानवर?
And Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu complimented both houses of parliament for passing the bill. He said it fulfills a long-felt need and is a step towards social cohesion. He added that it helps to in the upliftment of the economically backward sections. And reacting to the passage of the bill, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that he was delighted. He said, by passing the bill, we pay tributes to the makers of our constitution and the great freedom fighters who envisioned an India that is strong and inclusive. The Prime Minister added that it is a victory for social justice and that it ensures a wider canvas for the youth to showcase their prowess and contribute towards India's transformation. After passing the historic Constitution Amendment Bill, the Rajya Sabha was adjourned sine die late Wednesday. The winter session, which began on 11th of December, witnessed several hours of disruptions on various issues. Deputy Chairman Harivansh regretted that 78 hours of business were lost due to disruption.
247th session of the Rajya Sabha, which commenced on the 11th of December 2018, comes to a close today. In all, the House had 18 sittings, during which it was able to deliberate for only 27 plus hours. More than 78 hours were lost, which is a sad reflection on the functioning of Upper House of Parliament. The session was characterized by regular and continuous disruptions, which deprived members of the opportunity to discuss matters of urgent public importance and seek the accountability of the executive through questions. Out of the 285 starred questions admitted, only 31 could be answered orally, and question hour could not be taken up on 13 days. Only 38 matters could be raised by members and the permission of the chair, while only nine special mentions could be made during the entire session. 4 government bills were passed, 5 government bills were introduced, and 4 were withdrawn. The House deliberated on the landmark bill, the Constitution 124th Amendment Bill 2019, as passed by Lok Sabha for more than 10 hours, in which 39 members participated. The statutory resolution on the proclamation issued by the President under Article 356 of the Constitution of India in relation to the state of Jammu and Kashmir was also discussed for more than 2.5 hours, in which 15 members participated and was adopted by the House. No private member's bill could be introduced or discussed during the entire session. However, the House was able to discuss 2 private members' resolutions.
And the budget session of Parliament is likely to be held from 31st of January to 13th of February, according to government sources. The interim budget is expected to be presented on 1st of February. The Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs, headed by Home Minister Rajnath Singh, deliberated on the dates for the budget session. President Ramnath Kovind is likely to address the joint sitting of the 2 houses on 31st of January, and the economic survey may also be tabled the same day. On to some other news now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched civic projects worth 2,980 crore rupees during his visit to Agra on Wednesday. Prime Minister Modi launched the Ganga Jal project to provide better and more assured water supply, aiming to benefit both the residents of the city as well as tourists. He also laid the foundation stone for an integrated command and control center for the Agra Smart City project. The Smart City project is meant to develop the tourism destination as a modern world-class city. The SN Medical College too will also be upgraded with a 100-bed maternity wing.
%99 चीजों को 18% से नीचे ला दिया गया है। कोई 18 में है, कोई 12 में है, कोई 5 में है, कोई 0 में है। और इसका लाभ जो ग्राहक जागरूक है वो इसका पूरा पूरा फायदा उठा रहा है। और इसलिए भाइयों बहनों, जीएसटी को व्यापारियों और उपभोक्ताओं के लिए और सरल करने की प्रक्रिया निरंतर चल रही है।
And there is a stumbling block to the opposition's plan for a grand alliance. In a significant political development, Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik on Wednesday said that the BJD will not join any grand alliance and will continue to maintain equal distance from the BJP and the Congress. The Odisha Chief Minister's statement comes a day after Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu met Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal in separate meetings where discussions on formation of a grand alliance for the 2019 polls were held.
I also wish to clarify that as far as the Mahagathbandhan is concerned, the Biju Janata Dal is not a part of it. We continue with our policy of equidistance from the Congress and the BJP.
And Congress President Rahul Gandhi addressed a farmers' rally in Jaipur on Wednesday. He promised to waive off farm loans in every state if the Congress is voted to power in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. However, he added that waiving farm loans is only a small step towards addressing the agricultural distress, and a new green revolution is needed to address the problem. Rahul Gandhi said that the Rajasthan government will start food processing units at several places in the state to increase export of agricultural products. He also reiterated his party's demand for a JPC into the Rafale deal.
तो जैसे ही 2019 में कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार आएगी, वही सरकार हिंदुस्तान के हर प्रदेश के किसान का कर्जा माफ करके दिखा देगी। ये जो कर्जा माफी की बात थी, इससे किसान को मदद जरूर मिलेगी, मगर किसान की समस्या हल नहीं होगी। मदद जरूर मिलेगी, मगर ये सिर्फ पहला कदम है, ये अंतिम कदम नहीं है। क्योंकि बिना एक नई स्ट्रैटेजी के किसान का भविष्य हिंदुस्तान में नहीं बन सकता है। जहां आप अनाज उगाते हो, जहां आप टमाटर उगाते हो, आलू उगाते हो, खेत के पास पास फूड प्रोसेसिंग का यूनिट लगेगा, मेगा फूड पार्क लगाए जाएंगे और आपके खेत को हम दुनिया की इकोनॉमी से, दुनिया के बड़े बड़े शहरों से हम जोड़ने का काम करेंगे।
And Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has accused the left-affiliated trade unions of manufacturing protests on non-existing issues. In a Facebook post on Wednesday, Arun Jaitley said that the trade unions, with the support of the left parties, are politicizing the trade union movement. Jaitley listed the steps taken by the NDA regime for the welfare of workers and said that no government in the past has taken so many continuous pro-worker decisions to ensure a better quality of life and economic development. Jaitley also underscored 10 major steps taken by the government in that direction. And Finance Minister Arun Jaitley will chair the 32nd GST Council meeting today. The council is likely to provide relief to small and medium businesses by easing tax compliance limit and extending the composition scheme to the service sector. The council is also likely to consider a composition scheme for small suppliers, apart from discussing levying a calamity cess, as well as GST rates on the lottery tickets. On to the other top story this morning. A 5-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court will begin hearing the Ayodhya title dispute from today. The Supreme Court on Tuesday had set up a 5-judge bench headed by Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi and the top 4 senior judges. The bench will hear appeals challenging the 2010 Allahabad High Court verdict delivered in 4 civil suits that the 2.77-acre land be partitioned equally among the 3 parties, namely the Sunni Waqf Board, the Nirmohi Akhara and Ram Lalla. Time for all the international news. First up, news from Britain, where rebel Conservative MPs joined forces with the opposition Labour to inflict a fresh blow to Theresa May's government in a Commons Brexit vote. Parliament demanded that the government come up with a plan B within days if she loses a vote on her deal to leave the European Union. Now, there were furious scenes in the House of Commons as the Speaker took the controversial decision to allow a vote on the amendments. A string of MPs questioned the Speaker's approach of allowing a vote on the amendment, but Parliament went on to back the amendment. The setback for the Prime Minister came as MPs started 5 days of debate on the withdrawal agreement with the EU and the framework for future relations ahead of the vote on the Brexit deal next Tuesday. And top oil exporter Saudi Arabia plans to lower its shipments further in February. Now, this comes as it follows through on a global deal to cut the output to prevent a build-up in supplies. Saudi Energy Minister Khalid Al-Falih told a news conference in Riyadh on Wednesday that the kingdom would export 7.1 million barrels per day in the month of February, down from 7.2 million barrels per day in January. He also said that the Saudi Arabia was producing 10.2 million barrels per day, delivering on an earlier pledge to cut output further than required by a supply limiting deal between the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and allies such as Russia. Remember, Saudi Arabia had a target to lower the output to 10.31 million barrels per day as of 1st of January, when the supply cut accord took effect. And all the sporting action now. The Khelo India Youth Games 2019 officially kicked off in Pune on Wednesday. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore and Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis inaugurated the 12-day event at the Chhatrapati Sports Complex. Now, Delhi is dominating the games with 9 medals, including 5 gold, 2 silver and 2 bronze. Host Maharashtra is at the second spot with 8 medals, including 4 gold, and Haryana is at the third spot with the 12 medals, including 2 gold, 5 silver and 5 bronze. The Grand Sports event is seeing nearly 10,000 participants from 29 states and 7 union territories taking part in 2 age categories, under 17 and under 21. The event will culminate on 20th of this month.
अब इसमें खूब मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, खूब पसीना बहाना पड़ेगा। आज हार के सामना करना पड़ेगा, कल जीत का सामना करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन यही एक खिलाड़ी का जीवन होता है। और ये खिलाड़ियों का जीवन आपको अपने जीवन के अंदर और देश को सर्वश्रेष्ठ बना सकता है। इसीलिए हम कहते हैं कि खेल सिर्फ एक्सेलेंस के लिए नहीं होता, खेल अपने आप में एक शिक्षा है। शिक्षा स्कूल के क्लासरूम तक सीमित नहीं रहती, खेल के मैदान में जो शिक्षा मिलती है वो किसी किताब के अंदर नहीं मिलती। इसीलिए आप भी खिलाड़ी बनिए और अपने साथ सबको खिलाड़ी बनाइए।
And that's it in this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day ahead.